A fuzzy caterpillar on a porch chair in the South can send someone to the emergency room if they slap it, crush it, or brush it off too hard. It looks soft, almost like a tiny moving tuft of fur, but hidden under that coat are venomous spines. When they break into skin, the pain can be immediate and intense. The dangerous part is that the first instinct most people have is exactly what drives those spines deeper. The caterpillar to know is the Puss caterpillar, the larval stage of the southern flannel moth. In many parts of the South, people also call it an asp, a name that fits its reputation better than its appearance. At first glance, it may not look like a caterpillar at all. Its body is usually teardrop-shaped, with one end rounded and the other slightly tapered. The color can range from tan or grayish to orange-brown, and the surface is covered in long, silky-looking hairs. Some look like a tiny toupee crawling across a leaf. Others look like a clump of lint stuck to a patio cushion. This is why people miss it. The Puss caterpillar does not need to be large or dramatic to be dangerous. It can blend into bark, leaves, outdoor fabric, and shaded corners where someone might rest a hand without looking. It is most commonly reported across the southern United States, especially in warm, humid areas. You may find it on oak, elm, citrus, rose bushes, and other trees and shrubs. It can also end up on porch railings, patio furniture, garden tools, or clothing left near vegetation. The key detail is simple. If you see a soft, furry, teardrop-shaped caterpillar in the South, do not touch it. That soft-looking coat is exactly what hides the problem. Under that fur is not a soft coat. It is a covering that hides rows of tiny venomous spines, called setae, built into the caterpillar's body. Each spine works like a miniature needle. When something presses against the caterpillar, the tips can break or sink into the skin, delivering venom from toxin-producing structures beneath the surface. The caterpillar does not have to bite. It does not have to chase. The injury happens because your skin makes contact with the hidden spines. That is what makes the Puss caterpillar so misleading. The part that looks touchable is the part that puts you at risk. A child may brush it with a finger. A gardener may grab a leaf where one is resting. Someone may lean on a chair cushion without seeing it. In each case, the pressure is enough. The pain usually begins almost immediately. People often describe it as a sharp burning or stinging sensation, followed by redness, swelling, raised welts, and intense tenderness around the contact area. In some cases, the pain can spread up the arm or leg. Other symptoms can include headache, nausea, muscle cramps, or swollen lymph nodes. Rarely, more serious reactions can happen, especially in sensitive individuals. The most dangerous instinct is to slap, squeeze, or squash it against your skin. More pressure can drive more spines into the body and make the reaction worse. What looks like a harmless fuzzy insect is actually protected by a concealed chemical defense system, and pressing down is exactly how that system is triggered. When someone tries to crush a Puss caterpillar barehanded, the problem is not just contact, it is force. A light accidental brush may leave a small line or patch where a few spines touch the skin. A full squeeze, slap, or squash can press a much larger section of the caterpillar's body into the skin at once. That pressure can drive the venomous spines deeper. Instead of staying near the surface, the tiny tips can snap, lodge, and release more venom into the irritated tissue. The harder the impact, the more spines may be involved, and the more intense the reaction can become. This is why smashing it against your arm, neck, hand, or leg can turn a quick mistake into a much worse injury. The caterpillar may be dead or gone, but pieces of its broken spines can remain behind. Those fragments can keep irritating the skin, causing continued burning, swelling, and tenderness even after there is nothing left to see. A slap can also spread the contact area. If the caterpillar is dragged across the skin while being crushed, the spines may scrape along the surface and create several points of venom exposure instead of one. That can make the pain feel like it is spreading, because the injury is no longer limited to the first spot. The safest reaction is the one most people do not have. Do not hit it, do not grab it, and do not try to wipe it off with bare fingers. Step away from it without adding pressure. But if you already touched one, what should you do in the first few minutes? The first step is to stop adding friction. Do not rub the spot, do not scratch it, do not squeeze around it, and do not scrub it with a towel. Those actions can push loose spines farther into the skin or break fragile tips off where they are harder to remove. Use adhesive tape instead. Take a piece of clear tape, medical tape, or another gentle adhesive tape and lay it lightly over the sting area. Press just enough for the tape to make contact with the skin, then lift it away in one smooth motion. Use a fresh piece each time and repeat a few times if you still suspect spines are present. The goal is not to rip the skin. The goal is to lift out tiny hairs and spine fragments sitting on or near the surface. If the area is on a child, on thin skin, or already blistering, be extra gentle and stop if the tape is causing damage. After tape removal, wash the area gently with soap and water. Let the water run over the skin rather than scrubbing hard. Pat it dry with a clean towel, then use a cold compress wrapped in cloth for short periods to reduce pain and swelling. For discomfort, some people can use over-the-counter pain relief or an anti-itch treatment, but only if it is safe for that person. Avoid anything they have reacted to before, and follow the label directions. If the sting is near the eye, do not experiment with home treatment. Get medical advice. Seek medical help right away if the pain is severe. Symptoms are spreading beyond the sting site. The person has trouble breathing, feels faint, develops swelling of the lips or face, or shows signs of an allergic reaction. Young children should be treated with extra caution, because they may not describe worsening symptoms clearly. Tape first, gentle washing second, cold relief after that. The less you grind those spines into the skin, the better your chances of limiting the reaction. Most puss caterpillar stings happen in ordinary places, not deep in the woods. In the south, they can turn up on oak and elm trees, citrus trees, rose bushes, ornamental shrubs, and common garden plants. They may also drop or crawl onto park benches, porch rails, patio cushions, yard furniture, towels and clothing left outside. The simplest habit is to look before you touch. Check the underside of leaves, the edge of a chair, a porch step, or a garden pot before putting your hand there. If clothing, gloves or towels have been outside, shake them out before using them, especially during warm months when caterpillars are active. Children need one clear rule: do not pet fuzzy caterpillars. The puss caterpillar looks soft, and that is exactly why kids may reach for it. Teach them to point it out to an adult instead of touching it, poking it with a stick, or trying to move it. For yard work, wear gloves and long sleeves when trimming shrubs, pruning roses, or handling fallen branches. If you find one caterpillar, move it with a tool, not your fingers. If you see many around a tree, porch, or play area, consider calling pest control or your local extension office for guidance. The goal is not to fear every leaf in the yard. It is to treat fuzzy caterpillars like hidden stingers and give them space. And the puss caterpillar is not the only small creature where crushing it can make the situation worse. The next insect does not need spines to hurt you. Blister beetles can look harmless at first glance. Long, narrow, soft-bodied beetles walking across garden plants, flowers, weeds, or crop fields. Depending on the species, they may be black, gray, striped, or brightly marked, so they are easy to mistake for ordinary beetles, unless you know what to watch for. Their defense is chemical. Many blister beetles produce cantharidin, a substance that can irritate human skin and raise painful blisters after contact. The danger usually increases when the beetle is crushed, slapped, or rubbed against bare skin, because that releases the chemical onto the surface. That is why squashing one with your hand can turn a small garden encounter into a chemical burn surprise. A person may not feel much at first, then later notice redness, burning, swelling, or blistering where the beetle touched them. If it gets near the eyes or mouth, the situation can become more serious and needs medical advice. Blister beetles matter beyond backyard curiosity. They feed on leaves and flowers in gardens and crop fields, and they can end up in harvested hay. When livestock eat contaminated hay, especially horses, cantharidin poisoning can be dangerous or even fatal. For people, the safest move is simple: do not handle them barehanded, and do not crush them against your skin. Use gloves, a tool, or a container if one needs to be moved, and teach kids to look without picking them up. The big rule is simple: do not panic, do not crush, do not touch. Most insects you meet outdoors are not out to hurt you, but a few become a bigger problem when they are pressed, slapped, or smeared against skin. Fuzzy caterpillars can hide irritating spines. Blister beetles can release chemicals. So give unknown creatures space. Step back, look from a safe distance, and use a stick, gloves, or a container if something must be moved. If contact happens, wash gently and avoid rubbing. Teach the family this rule: look first, touch never. That 1-second choice matters. Do not squash a puss caterpillar, and do not crush an unknown blister beetle against your skin. Move it gently, use tape to lift caterpillar spines if needed, and get medical help if pain, swelling, or breathing trouble becomes serious. Thanks for watching. Comment with the place you have seen risky insects, and share this with someone in the South, or anyone who gardens, hikes, or plays outside.